Hello, world changers. I am so excited to be back with you guys again today. I hope you're having a wonderful week and a great day, and I'm so excited to be with you all. We are going to be talking about one of my favorite things, kindness, today. Kindness will be the topic every Friday, and today is Friday for me. I don't know what day it is that you're watching this, but I like to end my week with my very favorite thing, which is kindness. So join along as we learn how to be kind to ourselves, kind to those around us, and kind to our world. Let's get started. We're going to get started the same way we always do, with some deep breathing, show some kindness to our body to get us going today. So join me in that crisscross with a straight, strong back, head reaching towards the sky. This is called our, yep, you're right, our mountain pose, our seated mountain pose. Very good. So now that we're in our mountain pose, we'll fill our body with some of that really good air. Today, let's do our balloon breathing to get us started. If you don't remember which one that is, this is where we just place our hands right on our tummy. We pretend like there's a balloon in our belly, and we're going to fill it with air, and then let it deflate. Fill it with air. Let it deflate. This will fill our body with that good air, ready to make it a great rest of the day. Hands on your tummy. Breathing in through your nose, fill that balloon with air. And then breathe out, deflating that balloon. Very good. You can join me and close your eyes as we do our balloon breath, or you can leave your eyes open, whatever feels best for you. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. We can pretend what color our balloon is. Let's see. I think I want mine to be blue since I'm wearing a blue shirt. What color do you want your balloon to be? All right, let's fill it with air, whatever color it is. Here we go. Breathe in and out. All right, one more. Biggest one yet. Make sure your back is straight. Fill that balloon really full till it's about to pop. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Very good. Remember, our balloon breath can go with us anywhere we go, so you don't have to just do it when you're here with me. You can do it anytime you think your body needs that good air. It can help calm your body. It can help you feel a little more joyful. It can really help in a lot of different ways. So don't forget about your balloon breath breathing anywhere you go. Very good. Well, I already told you we're going to be talking about kindness. You might have noticed my shirt that says kind is the new cool, and I totally agree. I think the coolest thing you can do is be kind, and that's why I love talking about kindness. Last time we talked about kindness, if you remember, we read a book called Kindness Rules, and we talked about what kindness looks like, what it sounds like, and what it feels like inside. So we're going to come back to that again this time. But before that, I wanted to share a story with you, a different story about kindness. And if you've known me for very long, you probably know this story. But I had a special request from one of my students that they wanted to hear this story. And I was so happy to hear that because it is one of my favorites. This is called Have You Filled a Bucket Today? If you've read it before, it's always a good reminder, but if you haven't, really pay attention because I want you to learn what it is to fill a bucket. What does that mean? What does a bucket filler do? And we'll talk about it more when our story is over. So get comfortable. You don't have to stay in that crisscross if you don't want. You can get comfortable as I read. Have you filled a bucket today? All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket. You can't see it, but it's there. You have a bucket, and you have a bucket, and you have a bucket. And crew, my puppy dog has a bucket wherever he is, and I have a bucket. Each member of your family has a bucket. Your grandparents, your friends, your neighbors, they all have these invisible buckets. Everyone carries an invisible bucket. Your bucket has one purpose and one purpose only. Its purpose is to hold all of your good thoughts and your good feelings about yourself. You feel happy and good when your bucket is full, and you feel sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works. Other people can fill your bucket, and you can fill theirs. You can fill your own bucket too. But how do you fill an invisible bucket? If you think you know, tell somebody next to you, or just say it out loud. If you don't, listen, and I bet we'll learn. You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile. That's called being a bucket filler. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says and does nice things to make others feel special. When you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their bucket. Pages are stuck together. There we go. But you can also dip into a bucket and take out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even if you ignore someone. That's called bucket dipping. Bullying is bucket dipping. When you hurt others, you dip into their bucket, and you'll dip into your own bucket too. All the good feelings falling out. Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. You feel good when you help others to feel good. Have you ever noticed that before? You show kindness to someone else and you feel good inside. That's because you were filling their bucket and it was also filling yours. All day long, we're either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we say and what we do. Try to fill a bucket and see what happens. You love your mom and dad, so why not tell them that you love them? You could even tell them why you love them. Your caring words will fill their buckets with joy. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You will feel like smiling too. A smile is a pretty good clue that you have filled a bucket. If you practice, you'll become a great bucket filler. Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket, and think about what you can say or do to fill it. Here are some ideas for you. You could smile and say hi to the bus driver. He has a bucket. You could invite the new kid at school to play with you. He has a bucket too. You could write a thank you note to your teacher. You could tell your grandpa that you like spending time with him. There are so many ways to fill a bucket. Bucket filling is fun, and it's so easy to do. It doesn't matter how young or old you are. It doesn't cost any money, and it doesn't take much time. And remember, when you fill someone else's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. It feels good to make other people feel good. When you're a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, and your neighborhood better places for all. Bucket filling makes everyone feel good. So why not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? Just start each day by saying to yourself, I'm going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? Yes, I did, because that's the life of a bucket filler. And that can be you too. Very good. Oh, I love that story. I love talking about being bucket fillers. It really does bring a smile to my face, and I hope it does yours too. So let's talk a little bit more about what it means to be a bucket filler. A bucket filler, our book told us, is someone who does kind things, shows love to other people, and it makes their invisible bucket fill up. Our book told us that it feels really good to have a full bucket. But our book also told us that it feels really sad when we have an empty bucket. So if no one has said or done kind things to make us feel good, our bucket might be kind of empty, and that can feel really sad. The book also said that there's something that's the exact opposite of a bucket filler. Do you remember what they called that? A bucket dipper. Yes, a bucket dipper is what they called the opposite of a bucket filler. A bucket dipper is someone that takes out those good feelings. So maybe they say unkind words or do unkind things and take out those good feelings. And remember what our story said? Most people who dip out of other people's buckets, they have an empty bucket too. Maybe someone else dipped out of theirs, so then they go dip out of someone else's. The book told us that sometimes people who dip think that they're going to fill their own bucket by being mean to someone else, by dipping out of someone else's. But it doesn't work. Those people that are mean and dip out of someone's bucket, it doesn't fill theirs. They might think it does, but it doesn't. It doesn't work that way. But what does fill your own bucket is showing kindness to others. That's my favorite part about bucket filling. I can fill my own bucket by being kind to someone else. How cool is that? Yeah, so 2 buckets end up full, the person who I'm being kind to and mine. That is awesome. Our story gave some examples of people's buckets that we could fill because remember, everyone has this invisible bucket. I told you even my dog Crew has one. I can show him kindness by taking him on walks. I do that all the time. And by scratching his belly. That can fill his bucket. We all have this invisible bucket. So let's talk a little bit more about some examples of how we could fill buckets. We heard some in our story, and I want all of you to think of something you could do too. So touch your brain or close your eyes and think for a minute. What is something you could do to fill someone's bucket? Maybe you could help your mom with chores. Maybe you could share your computer with your brother or sister. Maybe you could make your bed without being asked. Or put your dirty clothes in the hamper without being asked. Maybe you could write someone a kind note. Maybe you could even draw a kind message with chalk on your driveway. Whatever it is, think about it for another second and then say it out loud. Even if no one else is in the room with you, say your idea out loud. You might even want to write it down to remind you about what you can do to fill someone's bucket. Whatever it is, make sure after this lesson is over that you go and do that thing to fill their bucket. Remember, it's going to feel good for you too. It'll fill your bucket up too. You'll be filling 2 buckets up. Our book said this too, but bucket filling is so easy to do. It doesn't cost any money. It doesn't take much time at all. It's so easy. We can do it all the time. I want to talk for a minute about what I said about filling your brother or sister's bucket. Because what I have heard a lot is that it sometimes happens that we dip out of our brother and sister's buckets more than we fill them. Think about your brother or your sister if you have one. Think about how you treat each other. Do you guys fill each other's buckets or do you dip out? I know my brother and I sometimes accidentally dip out of each other's buckets too. So let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about what we could do to switch that and fill their buckets instead. I mentioned that you could share your computer or tablet or phone with them. Can you imagine how that would make them feel? That would even fill your mom and dad's bucket up too, because they would be so happy that you guys were sharing. Or maybe it's not a computer or a tablet, but maybe it's a video game or even a board game or a book you're reading. Think about what it would do if you shared that with them. It would fill their bucket, which would fill your bucket too, and your parents' buckets too, probably. That fills a lot of buckets. Or what if your sister's really bothering you, and usually when she's bothering you, you scream at her? What if instead of doing that, you just turned around and walked away? That could fill everyone's buckets too. Because what do we think screaming does? Yep, you're right, that dips. So instead of doing that, we could just walk away. Or instead of arguing with them, just ignore them. Easy way to not dip out of their bucket. So if you have a brother or sister at home, think specifically about what you could do to fill their bucket instead of dipping out of it. That is bonus bucket filling. So think about what you could do. I love the idea of filling your brother or sister's bucket because it really does fill your parents' bucket at the same time because it'll make them so happy. And of course yours too. So many full buckets, they'll all be overflowing. Very good. So we already thought of one thing you could do to fill someone's bucket, and we talked about what you could do to fill your brother or sister's bucket today. But think about what you can do every single day, just like our book ended. Let's read the last page again. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? So each night as you're going to bed, you can think about that. And think about all the buckets you filled that day and all the buckets you can fill the next day. Think about how much kindness that would spread throughout your house, throughout your community, and everywhere you go. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. Very good. Well, like I said, I love that story and I hope you liked it too. We'll talk more about it in future lessons because I love what we learn when we talk about being bucket fillers. Before we end today, I want to end with a little mindful moment. This is called a loving kindness mindful moment. So I thought it was perfect for our story today about bucket filling. So if you are comfortable during our story and during our conversation, please join me back in your crisscross, back in that seated mountain pose with your straight, strong back, your head reaching towards the sky. Before we do our mindful moment, let's fill our body with some of that good air, being kind to ourselves. Also, filling our own buckets by filling our body with that good air. With your hands on your tummy, let's do 3 big balloon breaths. Breathe in and out. In and out. Last one, biggest one yet. Breathe in and out. Very good. Ready to begin our loving kindness mindfulness. Sit mindfully with your spine, your back straight, but your body relaxed. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and then put them back down. Relaxing your body into a comfortable position. You can close your eyes or leave them open, whatever is best for you. You can place your hands on your knees open, ready to receive this loving kindness mindfulness. Very good. Now, leaving one hand on your knee, bring your other hand to your heart. we are going to do our loving kindness mindfulness, first starting to give kindness and love to ourselves. So hold your hand over your heart and repeat to yourself out loud, may I be happy. Now it's your turn. May I be happy. May I be safe. Your turn. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. Your turn. May I be peaceful. May I be kind. Your turn. May I be kind. Let's try that again in case you weren't with us. I'll say it first and then you'll repeat it with me. May I be happy. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be peaceful. May I be kind. May I be kind. Very good. Now we're going to do that same thing, but this time you're going to think of a friend or a family member. And when you think of that friend or family member, we're going to say those same lines, but we're going to send them to our friend or our family member. They don't have to be with you right now. We're just going to send positive, kind, and loving thoughts their way. So with your eyes closed or focused on the ground, think of that friend or family member and repeat with me. May you be happy. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be peaceful. May you be kind. May you be kind. Very good. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to imagine people we don't know yet, but we're going to send that same loving kindness to them too. Send positive thoughts to them as well. So thinking about people you don't know yet, repeat with me. I'll say it first and then you can say it with me. May you all be happy. May you all be happy. May you all be safe. May you all be safe. May you all be peaceful. May you all be peaceful. And may you all be kind. May you all be kind. Very good. You can repeat this as many times as you want for as many people as you want. Maybe you thought of another friend or family member, or maybe even another stranger you don't know yet you want to send this to. If you do, you can repeat those same lines either out loud or in your head, wishing them happiness, wishing them safe, wishing them peaceful, and wishing them kindness. So the order goes happy, safe, peaceful, and kind. Feel free to send it to anyone who you think could use a little bit of happy, safe, peaceful, and kind. I want to do one last one before we finish, and this time I'm sending all of those positive thoughts to you. So with my hand on my heart, I wish to you, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be peaceful, and may you be kind. Sending all those positive thoughts to wherever you are right now. I wish all of those things to you and your family members. Very good job. As we end, we're going to do one big deep breath, reaching our hands overhead, stretching our bodies as we breathe in, and then we'll breathe out together. So join me in your crisscross, straight back. Breathe in all that kindness, all that happiness, all that peace, all that joy. And breathe out anything we don't need. Let's do that again. Breathing in all that bucket filling kindness, and then breathe out all that bucket dipping unkindness. We're gonna fill our bodies with that love and kindness and push out any bucket dipping. Very good job. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our Have You Filled a Bucket today and our loving kindness mindfulness. I know I had a great time with all of you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Don't forget to do something to fill someone's bucket today and every day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.